Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of the week. It is indeed the Monday Novice Fight Day. It is Monday. It is indeed the hardest of days, and of course, means novices. We shall be watching Propapapi. Not exactly a name that rolls off the tongue, and yeah, why do people have to choose such difficult to pronounce names? Starting out with a free engineer fighting for the 90th Infantry Division, going up against Demene01, fighting for the 12th Volksgrenadier Division. With a 2 Volksgrenadier start already here, of course, we can sort of note, and this will be a short one, so there'll be lots of pausing, sort of point out things again. Where's this Wehrmacht quarters placed? Right next to the headquarters. Why is this bad? Several reasons. One, again, the first one, of course, is in case of on-map artillery. You're not going to have a sort of point, far away to reinforce at. Second one, of course, also means any infantry train here will have a much longer walk depending on where you want to fight. And again, on Beaux Lowlands, you usually want to sort of first secure everything that's sort of on your side of the river. Sort of, in quotation mark, your side of the river. And that's not close enough to sort of support that. So again, in that sense, also a poor start. And of course, considering this is a novice fight, it's rather interesting to note Propapapi actually going for a 3 engineer start, and not for the more safe 2 engineer start. But let's work out and see how that actually goes. Points that are being secured, ignoring so far any resource points. In fact, going straight for the strategic points. Not even casually sending 1 engineer to secure these resources, then towards here. No, just the strategic points. We shall survive on strategic points alone. Patton did so in the winter of 1943, despite not being anywhere near any sort of cold, wintry terrain. But he did so nonetheless in North Africa with a nice cool drink and ice cubes. Anyways, first unit out for Demene01, Volksgrenadiers. Yes, indeed, so lovely, the ever-present Volksgrenadier. It's a not-so-stout German infantry, the sort of rather one of the last drafts, composed basically of any sort of spare and still sort of useful infantry, basically any reconvalescence, a Luftwaffe, Kriegsmarine, and any sort of basically the others they could scrape together. Sort of the least useful industries, all that. But still, not just old men and young boys, that was the Volkssturm, which again, some people do have a tendency of mixing together. We are seeing some rifling out there from the barracks already there. They're securing some points, securing the strategic point in the center. Pioneers, engineers. Engineers quickly popping into the barn. The engineers rather realizing they're afraid of the old empty barn, except now less than empty. And interesting enough, the engineers just ending there. The Volksgrenadiers also just taking a point instead of moving in to assist this, so the pioneers can begin taking points. Not really strong move. Riflemen standing about here. Although they do find react at the same time, we are seeing Bart Y going down here. Not necessarily a bad idea. Of course, secure still. And this also, of course, also interesting. There's been absolutely no attempt at securing the high munitions or the medium fuel right there. Again, not really a solid capturing order right there initially. And the Volksgrenadiers advancing in without support on their own again. Not really a good thing. You usually want something else to support them before sending them in. They are Volksgrenadiers, not Grenadiers, Panzergrenadiers, Fallschirmjägers or anything like that. They are Volksgrenadiers. And most of them were not exactly the elite. Some of them were actually able to perform quite well, but I mean, not all Volksgrenadiers. Going a bit under fire here. Where are the others? They're standing out there. Volksgrenadiers moving away. It's taking a point, and they name it. Let's just again pause. Priorities. What is a priority? That means, of course, what you do first before you do other things. In this case, you fight the riflemen before taking a point out in the open, where you, of course, while taking a point will be easier to hit. This is a bad move. All you novices repeat after me. This is a bad move. What he ought to be doing is, standing here or sort of pull away towards something else, not stand out there in the bloody open taking fire from the Americans. Although in this case he did actually manage to get Propapapi's engineer squad, which is something another Volksgrenadiers moving up there. They could perhaps move up towards the cover and keep out. Riflemen down, come on. Again, don't stand up in the open, focus together, move up, support each other. And again, briefly pause. Why is this bad? Because he's standing out in the bloody open, close to riflemen. Riflemen work best up close. Full scanners, they work better at ranges. What is this? Up close to the rifleman, in no cover. What is that? Bad. Get out of there. Come on, get out of there. Do not continue to stay up close. And don't move additional infantry up close, you absolute klutz. One squad being retreated. MG42 down here protecting this cut-off point, but again, also note, and again, I also suggest here, I mean, already he's overextending his line, he's not able to protect them, and he's suffering heavy infantry losses. And how much has he actually killed? Not that much. I mean, his greatest success so far was killing off that one engineer squad, but if he loses those Volksgrenadiers, it's all going to be for naught. Run, Heinz, run! MG42 advances up. Some harassment going on here. Engineers moving in to stop that crap nonsense. Another squad of Volksgrenadiers moving in. Not reinforce here, you know, to sort of support what he's doing. And where's that MG42 going? What are you doing, Demene? And a Pioneer squad was lost. Brilliant. Troops here reinforcing, of course, that's going to be a bit expensive. Pioneers still taking a point again. Don't take a point while under bloody fire unless you completely know what you're doing. And clearly at this level you don't. I mean, if you're about level 14, 15, 16, sure, go for it. If you're not, don't. And again, Fultz goes on their own. And now notice here what he's doing with his MG42. He's sending it all the way towards the edge of the map to protect the victory point. I mean, he's sort of, you know, let's lock down everything. We can hold off them if we can just lock down again. This is a pretty bad mentality. This is a pretty static mentality. This is a World War I mentality. And the one that's going to get you outmaneuvered. Of course, you're wasting resources. Having an MG42 covering a point you don't have connected. And of course, one victory point. That's nice. But again, it's not killing the enemy. Again, you could also, you know, be using it to support your Volksgrenadiers to push forward to secure a larger part of the map and, of course, block the opponent in. But that's not happening. Why? Because he's got his bloody MG42 in the shade. Apparently afraid he might get a sunburn. Apparently they all have a note from their mothers or something. Yeah, my mother is very close to the front. She doesn't want me to get a sunburn. Herr Hauptmann. No, she's... And yes, she does write Hans's mother instead of, you know, her real name. So again, not really strong Wehrmacht play, and he's apparently having 4 squads of Volksgrenadiers out. Response so far is a weapon support center. 3 riflemen, not bad. A heavy machine gun, not perhaps the most optimal thing, but we'll let it pass. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad move, considering the heavy infantry presence, but again, you know, get that MG out of the shade. Get it supporting your troops, and also, pausing again, don't clump up next to a point you're not capturing faster. Even if you think you are, you're not. It also makes for a nice target for artillery, and again, you could be doing other things, but while sandbags, taking other points, something. Rather than moving up there, points here finally being bloody secured. No mines up, but again, not bad worrying there. Certainly impedes movement a bit. Points being secured there. Volksgrenadiers, of course, not supporting each other. And I mean, no, he's not even connecting here as well. I mean, yeah. Klats. Might be seeing an engagement. Of course, Volksgrenadiers still out in the open rather than moving up. They do have the cover. Now we do see Demene moving up. We are seeing lots of American forces moving up. Jeep, flame for engineers, heavy machine gun. MP40's up, so we do know the skirmish phase is there. Of course, again, don't move the chaps with the rifle in as well. Keep them at bay while the MP40s move in to do the work. Again, you know, rolls. There's a distinction, you know. Move in the submachine gunners, but keep the rifles to sort of support. Provide a base of fire. Something. Not that. Again, basically, I mean, in this case, he only killed 1 rifleman. And how many Volksgrenadiers did he lose? I mean, he pretty much lost about 6. That's terrible. And now, of course, we're seeing bunkers again. We're sort of seeing this stick-down mentalities, this World War I mentality. We're figuring, you know, if we get enough machine guns out, we can weather anything. And, of course, he's completely forgetting that he's tying up resources to do that. And he's not inflicting losses upon his opponent, of course, who can add a leisure. So decide, oh, how do I deal with this? Since, of course, again, he's got nothing to deal with this, of course. As long as his opponent secures this, this is not really worth much and can be dealt with, again, at its leisure. Again, you need a front line, not just a few strong points, because, again, they'll get bypassed. Strong points should be part of a line, not, you know, all of it. Nice mining there, though. That's great. That's actually pretty nicely done there by Propapapi, who still has a pretty terrible name. Now moving out 3 squads of full scales, and now several of them with MP40s. Full scales were not somewhat actually equipped with this, but that was due to the fact they actually were supposed to have assault rifles in some cases. If they couldn't get that, some of them were equipped with MP40s. Rifleman retreating. MG42. Still sitting in the shade. Getting lots of suntan lotion on. The full scale hang about here doing absolutely naught. And again, nice harassment. I mean, certainly Propapapi knows what this is all about. He's just disconnecting the resources. Not bad. I mean, that's certainly displaying a better understanding of strategy and tactics than Demene so far is. And of course, now the 30 calibers just finding out the full scales just need to retreat them. Come on. And the Krauts are on the run. Lovely. And 4 kills already. And a squad goes down to a mine. That's just great for Propapapi. Of course, at the same time, you know, he could consider... And why get a sniper? You're already doing pretty well. I mean, I would at this stage recommend, you know, perhaps taking up a bit faster. But again, he might have been able to if he, you know, secured that fuel point earlier on. But again, no, we don't need fuel points. We are the Americans. We shall drive our tanks on grooves or something. I'm not sure. And he's apparently insistent on sending in that troop there, despite knowing that Demene is keeping his MG42 crew in the shade. Apparently Demene very strict on, you know, ensuring that no mother's notes, you know, are overruled. MG bunker here, of course, that can, in fact, more easily be dealt with. I mean, a car could move past it. Half track could, in fact, we would just get some mortars up, smoke it, and run past it. Of course, in this case, the MG is getting flanked by a Jeep. Although it's already a bit damaged, so the support gunners could possibly pull it off. But of course, there's a bit of light cover, I suppose. More mines, good. 30 caliber covering, good. Full scale's moving up. Could end up badly for the Jeep. Point reconnecting. Motor pool going up. Mortar and Grenadier squad on the way for Demene. And the Jeep gone. Not entirely sure why I insisted on driving out in front of this sort of, you know, front of the MG42. Very bizarre move by Demene. But again, novices at play. Sniper hand standing back, doing nothing. Doing naught. Mortar out. Points here being secured. He's not tried to cut this wire, for example. Full screen again, standing out in the open. Not really again good at all. Not even by the smallest measure. Pull them back. Or retreat them. Grenadiers ready for Demene. More forces moving in. Just retreat. Rückzug. Very low on health, and there we go. Now retreating, but of course now it's too late. There's simply too much fire. The gauntlet is too much, and there we go. Another squad of full grenadiers bites the dust. Sniper opens up there on the pioneers. Mortar sitting up here. Not necessarily a bad position, of course, if the main positions were there, but question is, of course, will he be using it? Apparently not. Great, and now getting a sniper of his own. And doing a bit of harassment, but again, standing back, doing nothing with another squad, doing nothing again. Sandbags, barbed wire, or taking another point. Something, again, not this. This is pretty much just begging for artillery. At the same time, terror up, right-hand side of the terror doctrine. Actually moving someone somewhere. About damn time. Americans advancing up there. Motor pool might soon see an armored car. All a bit quiet. Grenadiers ready. Panzercheck on the way. No pack, and again relying on a single Panzercheck largely for your anti-tank desires is a pretty daft idea. It's not going to just win the war for you. You generally need more, and generally they're more for, you know, self-defense and more against armor than armored cars. Against armored cars, again, you want something like, say, a pack, which is so far not happening. In fact, it's going straight for the Sturm Armory.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
And why do I suspect that will go bad? Well, because I've already seen this. Of course, this is a Monday Novice fight. Greyhound out. That's nice. Volkskriegs getting sniped.
What are your orders?
How about retreating them? Wiksuk. Get them out of there. There we go. Demene actually reacting in time this time around. Grenadiers fighting against engineers. Flamethrower pioneers moving in. Grenadiers getting toasted. Veterans who won for the engineers. Will there be grenades? Will there be something? Also, let me just briefly pause and point something out. I mean, being in a wooden shack, not necessarily the best place to hide. Just saying. Grenadiers need to retreat. Come on, Demene. Unit preservation. Save your men for once. Down to one Grenadier, and there we go, actually retreating.
They defended the fatherland until death.
Mortar firing away. 3 kills, actually. That's impressive. Killed something here. Probably some engineers. Blasted to giblets. Armor actually moving. I'm sorry for sounding a bit tired. I'm just... just a bit late here. And also my apologies for the previous cast, but for some reason Windows Movie Maker just decided to cut out half of everything. That was a bit bothersome, but again, I have to prepare all of this the evening before, in fact, because again, next day I'll have to be pretty busy and can't really do a cast in proper time. So of course for that I apologise. MG bunker under attack, again going for the cut-off point, still nice to see. Nice to see, of course, the German harassment. These Volkskriegs need to get out of there. They're not going to do anything. Again, don't stand them out with units that are not going to achieve anything. Assault gun on the way for Demene. Perhaps this will work out for him. More than likely, though, not. Volkskriegs is winning the war there. Demene once more moving out, going for a bit of harassment there. Again, retreat the Volksgrenadiers. Let's see if these chaps make it back home. And Staple, of course, apologised for any sort of bits lost. Mortars firing away, hoping to blast the Yank. Oh, come on. And meanwhile, a rifleman squad got blasted into oblivion right here in the west. Somehow Demene managed to pull something off. For how long, though, we shall see. And he continues on the right-hand side, ignoring anything. And no, he's put a sniper over there. I mean, come on. Did he get a note from his mother as well? And he's keeping the mortar. I mean, there's absolutely no coherent thought in his sort of layout of defensive lines or anything. He's got units strung out in absolutely terrible positions. Armaka, of course, knocks out the bunker. Who would have thought? But oh, Propapapi, what are you doing? You've got no armored skirts on it. And if that mortar escapes, that's bloody damn lucky. It should not be allowed, but apparently it does. Come on, get some armored skirts up on that.
They're losing territory.
I mean, not getting armored skirts is about the equivalent of running about with no pants on. And the longer you do it, the bigger fooler you look. Airborne Doctor now chosen for a Propapapi. That name is horrible. We're seeing LMGs up. We're still not seeing a minesweeper. At least the Fox going to take the mine hit. That's something. And of course, also note here, LMGs, of course, only fire while standing still. They're not Browning automatic rifles. They're light machine guns. They need to stand still to fire. And of course, again, pull up and cover, shoot. Do not advance with the chaps up close with the LMGs, and particularly not when they've hit mines and are low on health. What are you doing, Demene, you dumb cop? And he... That's not how an LMG works. That's not how generally things work at all. And right there, you just handed Veterans 1 to an airborne squad that just dropped in. And the Stooky's just getting blasted here by an anti-tank, of course, without doing anything. I mean, Demene is throwing away units, not supporting them properly, and just wasting resources overall on a gratuitous scale. He just lost an air squad on the LMG. He just lost a Stook. He's got units standing about here doing absolutely bollocks. I mean, this is just terrible. Absolutely horrible. And of course, the armor car still unupgraded in terms of something that actually doubles its health. But again, you do not rush up with an LMG. You advance slowly. It's a light machine gun, which of course means you don't rush up and try to hope they can get there safely, sort of advance. And use it like that. You use it to support an advance, not to fucking rush in. Mortars going in against the airborne. Will the airborne actually move, or will Propapapi risk it? No, he actually decides to move away now. Again, units standing out negative cover. Again, he's got units standing out negative cover for no apparent reason even. I mean, why on earth that? Why not move something up close? Why not at least something? Horrible. Now sending his own troops into the mortar rain down here, not even trying to panzerfaust the armored car. There we go, finally some engagement going on, engineers going down. Might be, no, looks like they make it out of there. Grenadiers though need to retreat there again, they're not on condition. He actually can retreat that apparently. Volksgunners hopefully retreating here, Ruksuk. Not really looking good for the 14th Volksgunners, and let's return to Propapapi. That's depressing, I suppose. Riflemen need to retreat. Looks like they might not make it, losing him another rifleman squad. In fact, he's gone... Oh, that was exceedingly lucky as well, but very little on infantry as well. But now just dropping an airborne. He's floating 800 manpower. Again, you don't float resources, Propapapi. You do not float resources. They are not resources saved. They're resources wasted in this case, because again, it basically means your opponent might have a larger manpower present on the field, thus overall diminishing what you have. And now, of course, the MG's lost because, again, he couldn't do anything. And now, of course, he decides to use the sniper behind enemy lines. But, of course, if he tries to, of course, retreat now, he'll get cut down. I mean, this is just an absolute waste of resources. I mean, not only did he just lose an MG crew, of course, now he's going to lose a sniper. And he never even managed to kill that 340 manpower down the goddamn drain. And now it looks like a Volksguard squad got killed as well. I mean, really, Dynamic clearly is just wasting units. He's lost all his Volksgrenadiers. And he's building another bunker up. And now at least he seems to be mining off to at least protect the flanks, but... Alright, no, he's apparently somehow got still one squad left. Making another ill-fated advance, I'd say. Again, not really the most reassuring thing. Another assault gun. Volksguard divisions did in some cases have assault guns, though not all did. They were supposed to have the Hetzer. But of course they couldn't always get that. And more airborne dropping in. A rather expensive thing to do, in particular without supplied upgrades, which he clearly doesn't have. So he's actually taking some pretty severe hits on upkeep. Advancing over here, perhaps hoping to flank. Stook pointing in the wrong direction. Getting caught out in the open. Armored car still not upgraded. Takes a nasty hit. Of course, there we go. Barely alive all of a sudden. Not really good. Airborne retreating. MG not recruit. What a waste. Could easily have done that with the airborne and then reinforce them. We want to adjust the riflemen something. Instead, the Germans might actually be able to recruit it. And let's see what happens. He uses the MG crew to... MG Grenadiers to take the victory point. And again, clumps up. Again, there's no reason just clump up next to a point. You're not taking it faster. You're not taking it faster. Now, of course, we've got the Grenadiers finding way at the riflemen. A few Panzerx flying. Again, going for the cut-off point, going for all the resources rather than advancing straight into a minefield. And are lost. Again, a reason why you get minesweepers. Nice down there by the name, of course, I suppose. Have to give him that. And there you go, charging in. But again, don't run up with the Grenadiers first, and then hope for the LMGs to do work. Slowly advance, get closer. Use it like that. It's not an assault rifle. Mine's going down there. That's not bad either. Trying to recapture there. Tank depot up. Still not great. Lots of resource still floated. Speeding things up.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Before Fraps decides to make another fuss, going for harassment. That's good. Stoog doing nothing, not supporting the infantry. Some chap got shot. 6 kills for the sniper. He's actually not done a lot. And again, also the same sort of thing happening here. Support units. Oh wait, never mind. He might have actually lost that MG crew. Other one supported another one. But still, you know, be careful. Be careful. Airborne firing up. Of course, going to be dropping satchel charges. I imagine 1,000 manpower. Not good. Mortar round goes off there. That's something, I suppose. And again, another unit just standing about there, recruiting the MG. In fact, using a pioneer squad, thus wasting it. And of course, just having some grenadiers to sort of stand about with a Panzerschreck. Again, not really a good move at all. Again, no aggression. And no, of course, attention to sort of actually how a front line might actually aid him. Overall, meaning poor map control. And doing very little damage. Now, of course, he has a Panzer Command. All of a sudden, he's getting Ostwind. So again, he's sort of working on that old counter mentality, which of course means, okay, I need to kill infantry, I'll get an anti-infantry counter, I'll get the Ostwind, and of course not really considering all the other factors, which is something like rolls, Ostwind, some more support armor, not charge in and clear out the Yankees armor. That's more for a Panzer IV, which can also handle enemy armor, which could happen, you know, and we do know there's a Panzer Command, but again, not to bother with such things like, you know, what the enemy might actually be able to do. He goes straight for the Ostwind. Again, he's heavily lacking in anti-tank, but insists on it. Stoog takes it from the anti-tank gun. Again, a Panzer IV is also a bit tough, but overall also not bad against infantry. I do believe we're actually seeing a Kampfkraft sent up. That's also a bit late. Best for the infantry, that's nice. Grenadiers and Volkskriegs moving up. How shall this work out? Will we see another LMG crew lost?
The view was better from the plane.
There we go, airborne charging in, riflemen and all that. No, stop up, stop up, don't send the LMG traps in, stop them up. There we go. There we go, actually killing it, and we're seeing a firestorm getting called in. Seems a bit excessive. And he's actually retreating his own troops, despite... Okay, that was pointless. Ostwind moving now for some reason, not being sent in to support the infantry, and this now he's sending more over there to protect the victory point and a fuel point not connected. I mean, this is a waste of resources. It's just an utter waste of resources. Again, had that MG been more active, he might, you know, again been holding a lot more of the map. But it's not happening again. He's giving Propapapi lots and lots of time to just figure out, well, what works. What do I need to do? And then just do it. He's not keeping him under pressure. He's not even slightly frustrating Propapapi, I suppose. Armor veterancy, that's something. Ostwind moving in. Infantry following up. And of course, Sherman rolling in. The Ostwinds, of course, absolutely unable to do anything. Even the slightest. So pretty much a waste right there.
Taking our territory.
And why are you sending in the LMG Grenadiers against the Sherman? Get them out of there. Retreat. Retreat. Then he's under fire from the armored car. Will they fire back? No, they're too busy tanking a point. Come on, man. Blows up a tree, not the Greyhound. Airborne right here, they're suffering heavily. Not too full control then what's going on there as well by Propapapi. Ostwind down, Volksgeist need to retreat. Retreat. You do not take a point while under fire from a German, and the mine finishes it all off because he was too bloody late. Tank destroyer rolling out.
The view was better from the plane.
Huge allied force swinging in. Tank destroyers airborne with crawlers rifles. Pioneers are not really in a good condition either. And of course the Ostwind's largely useless because he can't do anything against the Germans. But let's return to the name here. Oh, the horror. Consider this your Halloween special, I suppose.
Grenadiers, listen up. Grenadiers, listen up. One of our sectors has been cut off.
Panzer equipped for the LMG troops. Not bad, but he needs actual armor. Or at least a pack, but that's not happening. Apparently he's actually training Grenadiers. Just a packs, or Panzer IV, or a Panther. Something sensible. But again, sensible and Demene don't really seem to be clicking together. Might be moving in. He's not even connecting this. He's got lots of territory there which he hasn't got connected. Then he's advancing into the 30 caliber. Need to retreat. Come on. Retreat. Again, out in the open is not a good place to be for the infantry. In fact, an LMG just got dropped. A Panzer got wiped out. Ostwind trying to deal with the airborne there. Armor moving in. Troops getting pinned, unsurprisingly. Panzer IV on the way, but I think that's too late. And the Ostwind charging in the airborne and getting knocked out by them. This is pretty much GG. And there we go, GG from Demene, and well, there we go, Demene making a run for it before his own troops hunt him down and string him up. So I mean, yes, there were a lot of lots of things here to, of course, to point out. Some of them too darn obvious, so I shouldn't bother with that. But of course, I will point out again, the whole, lock down a place with MGs. That's rubbish. I mean, you want to sort of push on aggressively. Of course, you want something to. Later on, you could want bunkers, to protect your flanks. But again, initially, you want to be aggressive. You sort of want to define a front line. You don't want, have a unit out in the cover of one part of the corner while you're having other units, fighting at the front lines. That's bad. That's a waste of resources. That's a waste of a sniper, MG, and the Stug, and all the other stuff he actually put over there. Terrible. Also, LMGs are not assault weapons. Move them sort of slowly advance, but not charge right at them. It's not a club. Again, spamming Ostwind's not going to win you the game necessarily either. Always have some sort of anti-tank asset. Again, one Panzerjäger, not going to cover it. One Stug, which again you're placing in one part of the corner, not going to cover it. Again, there was a rather sort of dismal understanding right there by the name. Again, the sort of thing I'm sort of thinking he's just thinking about counters and not really thinking any deeper about roles and capabilities of units, because there's a huge difference right there, of course. I mean, one Panzerjäger is not going to turn things around. Far from it. I mean, Propapapi certainly did alright. He certainly made some good things, but worrying, mining, the whole no armored scopes for the Greyhound, though, that's pretty bad. Unit preservation, alright. Certainly much better than Demene's, which was terrible. Otherwise, I mean, perhaps the weapon support center was a bit superfluous, but alright, I mean, definitely got some promise there. Just promised me to improve. Demene, on the hand, definitely needs to just get his bloody act together. I mean, that was just terrible again. Terrible unit preparation, sending out units without support, without spreading up too far. No idea of what he actually wanted to control. There's no central strategic grasp of how he wants to play. Just kept sending stuff out and got it killed in terrible, nasty ways. And again, no real front line. I mean, again, it was a huge Swiss cheese which easily could be, overrun constantly. Again, stuffing stuff like this over there is pointless. So, there you go. Do hope you learned something. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends. And if you didn't, well, why not? In a replay of your own. This is Bill Dane saying cheers.